Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2026 Chevy Equinox RS.
And a big thanks to Samo and the rest of the management and staff here at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Samo.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Equinox has been Chevy's compact crossover SUV since 2005. The 4th generation Equinox that you see here was released last year for the 2025 model year. And for 2026, the LT Convenience Package no longer comes standard with roof rails, now either needing the Midnight Edition or the available sunroof. All 2026 Equinoxes now come standard with a drive mode selector with a new white metallic paint color as well. The 2026 Equinox is available in 3 trim levels, exclusively with a 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder, with front wheel drive models getting a CVT and an optional all-wheel drive system coming with an 8-speed automatic transmission, ranging from the $28,000 base LT up to the $33,000 top-of-the-line RS that we have here. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So since last year, we've had this bold and aggressive new styling. Projector LED headlamp in the lower left corner with an LED fog light beneath it, black headlight housing, and an LED daytime running light up top. Gloss black contrasted grille, black Chevy bow tie forward-facing camera for the top RS trim with the RS red badging on the right side. Pretty aggressive lower bumper area. I just wish we had several, or at least an additional engine option, not exclusively with this 1.5 liter turbo, which is fine, but an available 2 liter turbo or an available 3.6 liter V6 would really do this SUV some serious favors. The wheel and tire setup, we get these aggressive black and silver contrasted 20-inch rims wrapped in Michelin Primacy all-season tires. Dimensions are 235/50 R20. The 50 sidewall tires should definitely keep the ride quality nice and plush, and we'll see how the 235 wide tires put the power to the ground. We get a little bit of plastic cladding for the wheel well area and rocker panel side skirts, black Equinox badge on the door, black contrasted mirror with an additional camera to help us out with the 360, blind spot monitoring on the glass. We get two-tone paint color with all black pillars, black window trim, roof rails up top, and a pretty large panoramic moonroof and shark fin style antenna. We have smart access for the driver and the front passenger, the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The gas cap is push to open with easy fill. You can put 87 octane fuel here for this 1.5 liter turbo, but as with all turbocharged engines, I'd personally recommend sticking with a premium fuel. We get full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights, full rear parking sensing, black Equinox badging, red RS on the opposite side. Shout out Furman Chevy in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. Black bow tie, we get the rear camera mirror with an LED third brake light. Pretty aggressive lower diffuser area with our exhaust tip in the lower right corner. And speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 1.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder sold by Chevy for the 2026 Equinox. And it sounds okay, cranking out 175 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque for the front-wheel drive models. With the all-wheel drive, it gets bumped up to 203 pound-feet of torque. And with the front-wheel drive models, made it to a CVT transmission, whereas the all-wheel drive models get an 8-speed automatic. But you can expect 0 to 60 in the mid-8-second range, so not the best performer, but the 1.5 turbo has a surprisingly peppy feel through the foot. They tuned the power plant very well, and again, I do wish that we had an available engine upgrade, which hopefully Chevy does release at some point. That's about it though guys for the outside. Let's take a step inside. Before we take a step inside, let's take a quick look at the window sticker on this 2026 Equinox RS front wheel drive with the Lakeshore blue metallic exterior, black and red accented interior, 1.5 liter dual overhead cam turbo engine with the CVT transmission. $33,000 for the base price. You guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features. Options, $14.95 for the pano roof, convenience package for $950, giving us the power front passenger seats, two-way lumbar, ventilator front seats, memory seats, heated rear outboard seats, and $945 for the safety and technology package, giving us our 360-degree camera, rear cross traffic alert, traffic sign recognition, fog lamps, rear camera mirror, and the rear camera mirror washer. The 20-inch rims are $500, floor liners are $295, so about $4,200 in total options, $1,395 for the destination charge, totaling us out at $38,580. So we are getting up there in price, but this is just about a fully loaded, top-of-the-line Equinox that's really not missing any options and features, and still under $40,000, well under $40,000 even after destination. Almost 30 combined MPGs, but taking a step inside, we get soft leather stitching up top. It's not genuine leather, just like a marine grade vinyl, but feels really good. Hard plastic for the frame, 2-person memory seats, leather stitching or that same marine grade vinyl stitching for the armrest, and it's all gushy soft. Red and blue contrasted stitching. Auto one touch for the way down for all 4 windows, but it's only auto one touch for the way back up for the driver. 4-way adjustable mirrors, electronic trunk release. You'll stack 2 footlongs with a 24-ounce bottle. Sorry about that, my camera overheated, but we don't get labeled premium speakers, but if you heard the sound system that we have here, you'd be really surprised if this wasn't some type of Bose. It is a really good system with fully electrical adjusted seats, heated and ventilated, solid bolstering with some cloth outside contrast, but very comfortable for the most part. We can recline, drop, lift, and slide with lumbar control, but taking a step inside, we can really check it out. We had to fire up this car already for the air conditioning to overheat my camera devices, but everything's already fired right to life. So yeah, this is basically a fully loaded Equinox, so to be expected that it's going to have a really nice interior. Fat steering wheel, no 10 and 2 bolstering notches, but the 9 and 3 fits really well in your hand. Rubberized horn area, the horn loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check. We don't get dual pane windows, but it's a very thick single pane of glass. Radar cruise control, forward collision alert, our gear limit, voice commands, music, heated steering wheel. You can hang up and answer your phone calls with our infotainment adjustments. You can alternate between a full map display. That's pretty cool. Advanced safety features with song, calm screen, and right back to where we started. Probably my personal favorite screen to leave it at all times, as long as the map is on the infotainment screen. You get a tilt and telescoping steering column. The stocks have a satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams. I do not believe we get auto rain sensing wipers. The gear selector now are like Mercedes cars, so you just up and down for the reverse and the drive function. We get a 360-degree camera on this Equinox 2. Super high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory for the backup camera and the 360. We can alternate to a forward-facing camera too. Over the top for the front, over the top for the rear, side blind zone out rear, and side blind zone up front. You can turn off the 360-degree camera. You can turn off the guidance lines and trajectory for one reason or another. Cool. And when you throw it right back into park with a click of a button, we'll return right back to the previous screen. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our interior brightness, electronic parking brake with auto hold, auto engine start stop, interior brightness, and our trunk or hood latch release. Hopefully you get a good look at the pedals. We get a stitched dashboard with soft touch for the entire top of it. The infotainment screen is touch sensitive with navigation. On the RS, we'll have to click a couple of buttons because it's a brand new vehicle, but hopefully you guys can check it out. It's Google's latest display. Chevy already had an unbelievable Google Maps display, but this is their most latest system. Perfect response, and this is with the plastic cover still on it. Leave the plastic on for the potential owner of this vehicle so it feels as new as possible, but even with that cover, this is a great infotainment system with settings, phone information, navigation, music, all of that. We can also check out our home screen and all of our apps, vehicle status, My Chevy, Google Assistant, Play Store, camera, settings, climate, Wi-Fi hotspot, audio, maps, phone controls, and Google News. My personal favorite screen would be the map, so we'll recenter it and leave it here. Air vents beneath it. We get stitched dashboard materials with some red contrast. That looks nice and sporty. Camera somehow overheated again, so I'm going to leave the air conditioning on a little bit more aggressive than before. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the audio too badly. Either way, we get dual zone automatic front climate control, heated and ventilated front seats, USB A and C ports beneath, solid storage, wireless phone charging pad, and a drive mode selector now on all 2026 Equinoxes. All we have are normal and snow ice, no sport mode. For the sportier RS trim it would be expected, but it's cool that the drive mode selector is now standard across all trims. A little bit of storage behind it, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24, maybe 32-ounce bottles. Nice soft stitched armrest. Not the most storage, but you'll still fit probably 2 or 3 1-liter bottles of soda, and you'll fit some business cards, coins up top. We can shut this console right up. The glove box, just hard plastic down below, but it's damped. Knot line felt and pretty large. You'll fit 20-ish license plates in there. should be able to fit 3 shoes and 5 to 6 Harry Potter books. We get a digital rear view mirror, which is frameless and auto dimming, adjustments for it, voice commands, OnStar, SOS, and hazards with our sunroof adjustments, sunglass holder, but unfortunately no garage home link settings. We can open up this moonroof. It is massive. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. We can press this center button to open up the shade, and I'll catch right back with you once it opens up. There we go. Now that it's opened up, we can open up the glass, which goes on top of the second panel, so it does stick out a little like a sore thumb. We'll see if it goes out any further. It does. Wow, keeps going out well into the second row. Massive opening. We can poke our way out of here. Super hot, sunny, and 93 degrees today in Tampa, Florida, but a massive overall panoramic moonroof. We can shut this glass right up. Oop, finger almost slipped, but it still worked. The interior lights in here are touch sensitive LED. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat of this 2026 Equinox RS. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. But that's about it for the front seat, at least, of this 2026 Chevy Equinox RS. Let's take a step out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So the marine grade vinyl stitch material continues out rear with hard plastic for the frame, aluminum door handle, auto one touch for the way down. You got a press and hold for the way back up. A little bit of storage around the grab handle. You'll stack 2 6-inch subs and an additional beige speaker on the door panel. The second row seats are decently bolstered for a back seat. They're perforated and heated. The legroom looks pretty impressive. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have like 4.5, 5 inches of overall knee room. Headroom, even with this moonroof, I have about 1.5 inches. So if you're under 6'5", 6'6", you should sit comfortable in the back of your seat settings in a 2026 Equinox. Not something you're going to say with most of the compact segment. You got map pockets behind both the front seats, air vents, heated second row seats, as we mentioned, and a ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof. We have grab handles for both the rear passengers. Only the driver's side one gets a hook for a suit or a dress, with the interior lights being LED. The center cubby, we can open it up with this rope. Decently soft leatherette trim. You'll fit 16, maybe 24-ounce bottles in there. The second row seats, we'll see if they recline. They do, but this is a full recline function, so this is about all the headroom that you're gonna get. That's about it for the back seat. Now let's take a step out towards the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2026 Equinox RS out for a drive. So the trunk opens up pretty slowly, so you don't have to worry about getting toothed in the face if you're holding grocery bags. The step in height, it's okay. It's higher than the Sportage we just reviewed in this channel, but my knee's only a couple inches off. So if you have older or smaller pets, they shouldn't have the toughest time hopping back here. The cargo space, I'll leave a link right here. It's impressive for a compact SUV, but you can tell they definitely prioritize the second row seat space while compromising about 1 inch or 2 of overall cargo space. You can still fold the second row seats down 60-40 split, and with these wheel wells protruding a little bit, I wouldn't expect you to fit more than, say, a 70-inch TV back here, but that's still more than enough for a compact. Secret storage, see what we got going on. Pretty decent amount. You'll fit a couple carry-on suitcases down there. Definitely wasn't expecting to see that much space with LED cargo lighting as well. The button to drop the trunk right up top, you can press the button, gives you about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds to take a step back so you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this all new 2026 Chevy Equinox RS. It's a really good looking, very spacious and fully loaded SUV starting well under 40,000 bucks, even after destination well under 40,000 bucks. Just not something you're going to see nowadays in this segment. I do wish we had a couple of alternative engine options, but even with this 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, let's take this 2026 Chevy Equinox RS out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all new 2026 Chevy Equinox RS. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions though, throttle response is sensitive, the brakes feel really good, and the steering feels very sharp and direct. GM has had some great steering racks and just about all their cars lately, and this 2026 Equinox is certainly not an exception. Brakes do feel really good here. Throwing it in, body rolls limited. Yeah, when you start to lean into the throttle a little bit more, you definitely start to notice that this is a pretty small turbocharged power plant, but it feels decently strong for what it is. Steering, good throttle response. Feels good. Try out the speed bump, brakes. Ride's very nice. You can try one out off the line. Right here on the gas. Lag, boost. And the CVT doesn't really do this car a whole lot of favors either, but it's fine. 0 to 60 in the mid 8-second range, but it feels strong from partial throttle once the boost kicks in. Either way, this is a more than satisfactory enough base power plant. I just wish Chevy, at least at some point, offers us some type of upgraded engine option. Back in the day, every car had an upgraded engine option. I don't know what's going on with the modern manufacturers, if it's the government strangling them or if it's them trying to get extra money from the government in exchange for incentives. I have absolutely no idea. But if the car manufacturers really wanted to get extra money, wouldn't they just make cars that consumers A, could afford, and B, want? I don't know. Maybe the government's giving them some type of incentive so that it's not worth it to think about the consumer anymore. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. But this would be such a sick car if it had an available V6 engine. Over the bumps, ride's great. Bumps, and it's quiet too. You don't really hear anything. Everything about this car is so good outside of not having an upgraded engine option. But either way, on the gas, still pulls. Not great, but it pulls. We can take a step out here. The response does feel good. It's just, once the power starts being built, you realize that there's just not too much of it. There's a little bit more with the all-wheel drive model, but there's also more drivetrain loss to offset it. We can open her up a little bit more over here on the gas. Ooh. I mean, yeah, you look down and you're at highway speed, just takes a few seconds to get there. And at highway speeds, listen, very quiet in here. Road noise, wind noise, all of it, just about non-existent. The brakes feel really good. You barely even have to tap these brakes to get the vehicle to come to a complete stop. Try out a real-world turning radius test. It is really sharp on the gas. Woo! Yeah, guys. Nothing too crazy, but just an overall really nice car with just about every option and feature you could possibly want or need. A good audio system, brand new tech, heated and ventilated leather seats, and just gorgeous styling, all under $40,000 for the base price. If that's what you're looking for, guys, and you're okay with the turbocharged 4-cylinder being the exclusive power plant, I would 100% recommend checking out this 2026 Equinox RS. The RS looks really good with this convenience package and all these options. We're not missing just about anything. I love this SUV with everything outside of not having an available 6-cylinder or bigger turbocharged 4-cylinder engine option. And either way, this 1.5-liter turbo is fine, and this SUV as a whole is fantastic. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2026 Chevy Equinox RS. And a big thanks to Samo and the rest of the management and staff here at Furman Chevy in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Samo. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.